Hello guys, how are you doing? It's been a few days. Guys, I've been sick. Little bit of a cough and flu here and there, but I'm doing great. So welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about consistency. How consistency can be a cheat code to your financial success. One thing I realized over the years is that money loves pattern, not just random effort. Guys, if you take a moment and think about it, when it comes to saving, when it comes to increasing your income, when it comes to chasing your goals, when it comes to anything that is related to money, it actually needs consistency. When you keep on showing up and doing those small things each and every day, they're going to add up and amount to something really huge that is going to change your life. So guys, the pattern, you have to keep on the pattern. You know, money loves that pattern. But if you just do random things randomly and you're not following them up, then it will be hard for you to hit your goals when it comes to saving, when it comes to building your emergency fund, when it comes to working on your sinking funds. There's so many things that you're going to be left behind simply because you just failed to include this pattern when it comes to everything that you're working on when it comes to money. So guys, money loves pattern, not just random efforts. You know, if you keep doing things randomly without following them up consistently, guys, to be honest, it's going to be really hard for you to hit your goals, and you're going to be blaming yourself for that. You're going to say, why other people are making progress while I'm stuck behind? But when you think about it, it's just only about consistency, being persistent with what you have to do when it comes to hitting your goals, when it comes to saving money, when it comes to building your emergency fund, when it comes to investing and everything else, when it comes to growing yourself as an individual so that you can get the bag at the end of the day. So guys, it doesn't matter whether the thing you are doing is a little bit, it doesn't matter how tiny it is. If you keep on following up, you know, what you do every single day, you show up, it's going to make a difference. Think of consistency like compounding interest. You know, the more interest stays, the more it grows. So the more you keep on doing those small tiny things, like maybe cutting out irregular expenses, you know, working on your budget consistently, you know, trying to learn consistently when it comes to money. These things might seem not to make a really huge difference at first, but if they keep going on, they keep on growing. So consistency is very important when it comes to anything that you're working on. Even it's got me thinking, when even it comes to exercise, when it comes to building your business, when it comes to investing, when it comes to saving, guys, everything needs discipline, needs consistency, needs persistency. Everything that I'm talking about here, it's connected. So if you're not going to be consistent, you're not going to follow up those tiny little actions that you have to do every single day for you to go somewhere, then it's going to be hard for you to hit your financial success. So guys, it doesn't matter how tiny it is, you know, don't just start big, start small and keep on following that order each and every day. You know, it doesn't have to be a really big action, that you don't have to save really huge amount of money, you don't have to push so much money into your emergency funds, you know, just a little bit, but keep on following up that habit. Even when it comes to learning, you know, learn something a little bit today, the next day do the same, and then the day after that, keep on doing like that, and you're going to realize that in a month you have finished a really huge book that you didn't think you will actually manage. So it's the small habits, you know, small daily activities that you do that make up a really incredible habit that is going to bring you to the consistency that I'm talking about here. Consistency is important, especially for people who are aiming to improve, you know, themselves. Like me, in that case, if you're watching video, in your case also, you really need it when it comes to growing yourself, when it comes to growing those passive income streams that you have been working on. I'm a content creator, so consistency is really important. I have to keep on showing up every single day. I have to keep on posting. I have to keep on filming. I have to keep on editing each and every day. It doesn't matter how many videos I'm going to edit in a day. It doesn't matter. I have to keep on showing up. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. So the act of you showing up every single day, it's actually build that strength and trust in others. For example, if I'm a content creator, if I'm consistent enough, then you're actually going to know that I'm a reliable person. You can come to me and watch videos about personal finance, because you know AJ is always talking about finance. AJ is always pushing content on his channel. But if someone else is not consistent, someone only posts once and goes away for about 2 to 3 months before posting again, are you going to find that person really reliable? No, it's going to be really, really tough. And it goes the same way when it comes to businesses, when it comes to anything else that you're working on. If you're consistent enough, it's going to build that trust, and someone is going to respect you for that. And if someone is going to respect you for that, guys, this is a plus for you. You know, you gain that trust. It's easier for you to build these amazing connections that you can leverage and use them to your advantage when it comes to growing your wealth, when it comes to growing yourself as an individual. Guys, it's really, really important. So if you decide to commit to something, go all in. Go all in into it. Keep on working on it, and this is something that is going to change your life in a few years. Maybe it can be months. It depends on what you're working on. But if you're consistent, you keep on following up those simple actions, this is what is going to make a difference. So it's build that trust. You know, if someone doesn't trust you, it's going to be really hard for them to connect with you, to actually share their ideas when it comes to anything, you know, especially when it comes to money. People have to trust you first. But if you're not consistent, even when it comes to yourself, you're not disciplined, it's going to be tough for you to create that connection, and it's going to cost you in the long run. So consistency, it's like just an everon. It cuts everywhere. When it comes to growing yourself, when it comes to money, when it comes to building your wealth, when it comes to investing, when it comes to your personal health, when it comes to so many things, guys. So consistency is actually the cheat code to success. This is something that you should not. So guys, think about it. Inconsistent habits is equal to financial leaks. Guys, if you're inconsistent when it comes to budgeting, you're going to find yourself that you're not following it. You're following it this month, maybe the next 2 months you're not following your budget, and you keep on spending money the way you want. You know, this is something that is going to result to financial leaks. You're going to be spending more money than you're supposed to, simply because you are not following your budget. And when it comes to saving, think about it. You know, if you're maybe saving $2 right now and you skip for about 2 months, then come save again, guys, this is not going to push you towards your success. You're going to find yourself stuck. You're not making any progress, and it's only because you're not consistent enough. You know, when it comes to any practice, when it comes to, you know, investing, guys, you need to be consistent. So if you're not consistent in your investments or on the businesses you're working on, there's no way these businesses are going to make a progress. So those tiny habits that you might be ignoring right now when it comes to building your portfolio of wealth, guys, they are really important. And if you ignore them, it's going to be really tough for you to hit your goals. So think about it in that way. If you're inconsistent, there's no way you're going to make a really huge progress. So you need to stay on course. It doesn't matter what happens. So if you stop following your budget, you're going to find yourself encountering those leaks, and these leaks are going to affect your entire financial progress. So it's really, really important to stay on course. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter who is pushing you. It doesn't matter. You have to stay on course, because this is something that is going to push you wherever you want to be. And when it comes to your spending habits also, if there's actually certain thing that you implemented that is going to help you fix those financial leaks, then you have to keep on following it. You have to keep on following that strategy, because that is going to take control of your spending habits. But the moment you go off of it, it's going to be tough, you know, to gain your control. It's going to be tough to keep on saving more money, and you're going to find yourself really struggling when it comes to hitting your financial goals, while other people outside there are making it while you are at the same level. So guys, take note of that if you want to succeed when it comes to your financial goals, when it comes to your financial progress, when it comes to hitting your early retirement plan, when it comes to anything. Okay, something else that I wanted to share with you guys is that consistency creates a system, you know, and you need a system if you're going to hit your financial goals, if you're going to achieve what you're working on. So guys, if right now you're not consistent enough, it's going to be hard for you to create a system that is going to work for you. But if you're someone who is following a certain program, a certain schedule to the letter, then it's going to be really easier for you to create a system, you know, that is going to push you towards your success. So think about it when it comes to building your income streams, especially if you're a content creator. I'm using that example because I'm a content creator. So in this case, it really requires a huge amount of discipline that requires you to commit to something each and every day till you see the results. So that's all about it. But if you're not consistent enough, you're not following any schedule, it's going to be hard for you to create that system, you know, that system that is going to push you towards your success. Because each and every day you have to wake up with a certain goal in mind, you know, you have to wake up with the mind, with the intention of creating something. But if you're not wired that way, if you're not stationed in that way, it's going to be hard for you to make any progress when it comes to you hitting your financial goals. So guys, it's really, really important. Don't just hustle, you know, have a system that is going to help you. And for you to develop that system, you need consistency, you need discipline. Guys, it's not that hard. You just have to do a small thing each day. You just have to show up each and every day. It doesn't matter what you feel like. It doesn't matter how your body responds. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about. You just have to keep on showing up. Small tiny steps are going up to add up to a mile, if you know what I'm talking about. It's really important to stay consistent to anything you're working on, especially when it comes to working on ways on how you can increase your money, because at one point you might feel burnt out, you're so drained, especially if you're not seeing the results that you're supposed to. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope these points I have shared with you are valuable enough to push you to keep on chasing your goals and stay consistent on what you are working on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share if this is the kind of content you enjoy, and see you guys in my next one.